Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Yo again. We're just gonna do a Sunday morning with Yo video, catch up on some new mods that I did to the Harley through the LEDs on both front and rear. Last night ripped apart my bike again to put on heated grips, and we're definitely gonna do some testing out on those. Because if you're from Wyoming, heated grips is one of the first things you do with every bike. I also threw a whim in this bad boy. For those of you that are not Harley aficionados, that is the wireless headset interface module. That is what gives me the functionality to make phone calls by pressing this fancy little speak button right there. Seems to work pretty well. Also allows the use of Apple CarPlay, which seems to work pretty consistently. You just kind of have to do things in an order, and that's kind of annoying. So I keep having to plug my phone in, turn my headset on, let the headset connect, and then disconnect my phone and reconnect it. I'm not sure why. That's not the order they say to do it in the instructions, but that's the only order that is consistently working for me every time. So we got a couple missions this morning. First thing, we're gonna go wash the bike because I rode it all week. I work at a pretty big quarry here in Wyoming, and I'm a ride or die kind of person. Not a ride and die kind of person, just a ride or die. And to me, there's a difference. Like, to me, ride or die is I don't care what the temperatures are, I don't care if it's raining, I don't care if there's a little hail, I don't care if the wind's really bad, but if the roads are icy, I'm gonna take the truck. That's just how I roll. I grabbed another mount and second GoPro. And this mount seems to be making me very unhappy. I have tightened the living snot out of this thing over and over and over again. And the older rickrack just isn't working for me. I wouldn't say that I hate it, but there's no love there. Initially, I was gonna do a review on this thing and say, well, I need a few more inches. I need it to be nice and stiff, but not too hard. If I make it too hard, then I'm gonna end up, breaking some stuff when I ride really hard. And then I talked about, well, if it's also too flimsy, then it's gonna flop all around and nobody's gonna be happy with that. And I edited the snot out of it. I had it all nice and perfect and played it for my wife before uploading it, and she just couldn't stop laughing uncontrollably, because apparently it was the ultimate grab your bottle of vodka and play a drinking game every time you have to say that's what she said. So I deleted it and decided to just quick reel it into this video. So our mission today is wash the bike, get some breakfast, and then on the way back, we gon' grab some energy drinks for the wife to keep her happy, because that's what we do. If mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. Now, a lot of you aficionados, self-proclaimed of course, are going to do some whining, because I'm not one of those, oh, I gotta have a $30,000 bike and it's gotta be spotless and properly detailed every single day kind of people. And as I get my editing better and better, I'm gonna learn how to effectively cut things out instead of trying to just hide them. Let's do this. Because everybody loves a little bit of high pressure soap, right? Now, I'm a firm believer that if I gotta walk you through all the different steps on how to wash a bike and get the bugs off, you probably shouldn't be on a motorcycle. I still haven't figured out how to time lapse, but you know, it's whatever. I'ma figure all this out one day at a time, one day at a time. Eventually, I'll know what I'm doing. Somebody's gonna be, oh my god, you just shot high pressure soap directly into your speaker. Oh well. So it's funny, shout out to the Infinite Rider. If you don't know about his channel, you should check him out. He just did a video about focusing on some stuff until you get a large enough audience. You should really reach out to a specific market. You know, if you're gonna focus on this or focus on that. And I think he's absolutely right. But I would think that I've got kind of a niche market for my personality. Who really wants to watch a 40-year-old man with some serious post-traumatic stress issues full-size bagger in the middle of Wyoming 5, maybe 6 months a year. I just don't think that's a lot of people's bag. And before you judge my towel, understand this is no ordinary towel. This is a $6 towel from Walmart that has been embroidered with initials. And that makes it okay to do the absolutely should not do situation. I have no idea if this looks any good or not. But over time, we will get this all figured out. I will not give up. I know that I suck at this right now, but each video gets just a little bit better. It gets easier and easier for me to imagine that I'm actually talking to an audience instead of just talking to a GoPro. The biggest help for me on that one, for anybody who's just starting out and just happens to bump into my videos, putting a GoPro on my fairing, even if I don't use the footage a lot, gives me a focal point and allows me to more easily imagine that, okay, I'm talking to some people and this is a brand new channel and I'm doing things very raw, very organic. I'm not gonna over edit, but I am learning to get better and better with edits. And for me, I'm not nervous in any way. It's just that I'm really a thinker, you know. I'll sit there and I want to say the same sentence in my head. It has the same message and the same thought process, but I'm a very detail oriented person where say what you mean what you say. Every single step has a purpose or it shouldn't be taken. Every word has meaning or you shouldn't waste the energy to say it. And maybe that's just the military side coming out of me there for a second. I don't know. But it's a pretty fair judgment. And off. $5.75 to wash a bike. Might have saved a few cents if I hadn't been randomly talking to you guys and had been paying attention. So yeah, when I picked this bike over a CVO because I absolutely fell in love with the paint job, I should probably educate myself on how to more effectively protect this paint. Because I'm not any kind of fancy swamp wizard, but I was raised in the sticks of Florida, out there where all the cows are. And yes, we got a lot of cattle, we got a lot of horses. We got more cattle and horses back there than we do here in Wyoming, ironically. Alright, so off to the next adventure. We are going to go to the best breakfast bagel shop in the country. And believe me, after I left the fire department, I flew all across this country doing private sector hazmat. Don't you love how every time you're pulling out of a car wash, like, who goes to a car wash and then says, oh yeah, let me drive out on a dirt road? That sounds like a fabulous fucking idea. Pretty sure nobody has thought that. I'm gonna kill this thing. Like, why is it so hard for a camera to just sit still? A GoPro don't weigh that much. So apparently my video went all jacked up, got corrupt when I was jumping off the motorcycle to go get my breakfast. Getting my breakfast probably wasn't the most life-changing experience that I could have possibly recorded anyway. The food's a lot better than it looks. But you missed the part where I was talking about new mufflers coming Wednesday, new air intake coming Thursday, Pro Street Tuner coming Friday, and then running the bike down to my local Harley dealer on Saturday for a 1K service and a tune. We're not gonna dyno it yet. I have a plan. I really want to get a feel for where the bike's at the stage 1, where it's really at the stage 2, and then during winter, just before next riding season, I'm gonna have educated myself and choose which stage 3 that I'm really gonna go with. I'm hearing a lot of bad things, you know, about the 124, but who knows, that could change in a few months. I'm gonna do some research over the next few days, do some practice with that whole time lapse and doing the whole I'll be right back, you know, that kind of stuff. If you got questions, concerns, comments, have a good time, you know, follow the community standards. Just hit me up if you want to see more content. You know which buttons to push all over your screen. I shouldn't have to tell you. Other than that, we got a lot of content coming. Right now I'm just having to choose where my money's going because parts are starting to become available again, and as I'm learning more and more about all of this GoPro world and editing software world, I'm wanting to spend more money than I actually have. If you're an up-and-coming, hopefully on the next adventure we don't have any video or audio issues and you won't have to see this face again. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.